Hey groovy dudes and dudettes, this is Thomper B. Thompin, and this is going to be a quick review of the Kawasaki Brute Force 300. It's their entry-level ATV, and I want to walk you through a bunch of the features and give you plenty of different action shots. So this is an owner review, so I'm going to give you my honest impressions about it, what I like and what I don't like. So diving right into some of the features right after I show you all these specs. These are the specs. Can you see the specs? Is it really hard to read them when I go like that? Can you see through them? Can you see me through them? Anywho, you can pause it if you want to see those. That's the boring crap. Let's get into the more fun stuff. So this thing can climb hills, no problem. She is a bit noisy. I mean, I've got the review out for my Yamaha Kodiak 450, which is a 2020. And you can just tell that this one's just a little bit noisier. So that engine's really kind of working hard. But the back end gets around no problem on this thing, especially on these loose leaves. Give you a full walk around of this one. This is a 2018 model, although I did buy it brand new in 2019, so you can probably find some deals if you look hard enough out there, where you can maybe get a few bucks off one of the 2018s. It's a pretty solid quad. Yes, it's a beginner quad, but I'm 6 foot tall, about 200, and I have just a ton of fun on this thing. You know, yeah, it's not going to ride like a Raptor 700 or anything like that, or like the Brute Force 750, but it sure is a great quad. So, jumping right into some of the features, it's extremely intuitive, as you would imagine. A simple little on switch. I haven't seen this on many quads, but to get to the lights, you do have to go all the way to the right. So, putting the lights on here for you. I just want to show you those. The headlight is totally adequate. I have ridden these at nighttime. Oh wow, that's not really coming up too well, but I have ridden this at nighttime through the woods here, and it is plenty adequate light for these slower speed trails on the East Coast. However, those of you out on the West Coast, I imagine, would want to upgrade the headlights. I'm gonna do that, and I will make a video showing you that, but yeah. So in situations like this, there's a little lip here. That's where the ground clearance will kind of get you. But I do have ricochet skid plates on here, so. But even right there, I was just fighting for traction because there's a little bit of water in that creek. But she fought and she got up through it. Now I'm on some pretty off-camber terrain here. And these tires are gripping, no problem, keeping me upright. But this just fits my frame perfectly. I really would have expected a machine like this to have a much smaller ergonomic package, kind of like the Honda Recon. That thing is tiny. It does come with racks, this model. It's a smooth painted metal, and it's got these little hooks to help for tie downs and what have you, but the racks are a little bit odd. So Kawasaki rates the front at 44 pounds and the rear rack at 66 pounds. But as you may know, this quad is a Kymco machine out of Taiwan, right? So Kymco makes the engine. From what I understand, it's really reliable. It does have a Japanese manufactured carburetor, which I've also heard is a very reliable unit itself too. But so Kawasaki sells this. Arctic Cat sells a version of it called the Arctic Cat Altera 300, and Tracker Off-Road, kind of the new brand for Tracker, I think they sell their stuff out of like Bass Pro Shops and stuff. They also have one called the Tracker Off-Road 300. There are minute differences between them, like tire choice, headlights, and you know, racks and things like that. But for whatever reason, that Arctic Cat and that Tracker Off-Road do have higher rack capacities. So I think that Kawasaki might just simply be understating this.
Moving on to the tires, this is one of my favorite parts. You might not be able to see it, but it says Maxxis on it. I found that this is really tough to find online, but it appears, because the tires themselves don't say, but the this model Maxxis tire is called the Razor Vantage, and it's a totally suitable tire for it. It's 22 inches tall. What is it? Yeah, 22 by 10 by 10 in the back and 22 by 7 by 10 in the front. So perfectly adequate tire for this quad. And while we're down here, I'm really impressed by the floorboards. No, they're not the widest, but they do come with these metal pegs with this little ramp on the side for added stability. And like, this is a really deep ledge. This plastic is extremely grippy, so they've done a fantastic job with these floorboards. It's an incredibly comfortable machine to ride. Again, I'm 6 foot tall and I can stand up and grip the handlebars no problem. So no need for any risers up front. It's just a really comfortable, ergonomic, easy to operate machine. She'll hill climb, no problem. It's hard to tell on camera, but I promise you, this little spot is super steep. Two other things I want to show you real quick are the parking brake. So this one does have a cable operated parking brake right here. You can see I've got it on and you just flip it to have it go off. Now I've heard that these can loosen up over time, but I mean they include everything you need to tighten it up. So you just keep an eye on it, make sure it's operational, and you can tighten it up whenever you need to, no problem. The second thing I got to show you down here, I do have a third, is it does come with a little winch plate mount. Can you see this? Yeah, there we go. It's got a little winch plate mount. So I don't know if the electrical hookups are there right now, but at least you've got a place to mount it. That's pretty cool, right? And then finally, it comes with a cup holder. All this can really fit is like a bottle of water and like a can. You can't really fit like a Nalgene bottle in there, but that's still pretty cool. And then lastly, before we get some more action shots in here, it does come with a fairly sizable front cargo tray. So I got a 20-foot tow strap in there right now. I think you can fit about 4 to 5 bottles of water in there, no problem. And it's got these little rubber things that reach up and grab these plastic tabs. So something to keep an eye on should those wear out over time, but it works pretty good. So it gets up to like 25, 30, 35 miles per hour, no problem. And that's where it finally starts to kind of struggle to get you up to 40, 50. But it does have a claimed top speed of what, like 52 miles an hour? Obviously, depending on rider weight and aerodynamics and everything, but
again, I'm in love with this little machine. One of the things I did add aftermarket is this, what is this called? I think it's made by Kurt, this 2-inch hitch receiver. So it's got, you got your toe ring up here. Obviously you have a 2-inch hitch receiver, and it has like a little shim on the bottom, which makes it so it's anti-sway. So this thing won't be moving around, and you can actually fit it to your mounting hole back there. Keep in mind, this thing's rated to tow 500 pounds, that's it. It does have a low gear, which hopefully I'll show you in some action shots, but really that's only good up to about 7 miles per hour we have found. And the RPMs are just screaming real high. But there you have it. To conclude, I'd buy this machine over again 100 times over, no problem. The Kymco engine is reliable from what I hear and from what I read. It's just a great package. You can put your kids on it and you can have fun on it. So would totally buy again. Thanks for watching, y'all.